Ever notice how your brain can follow an entire English movie without subtitles? Yet the moment someone asks you a simple question, your mouth just locks up? Hey, welcome back to English Unleashed Lab. I'm Olivia, and today we're digging into one of the strangest puzzles in language learning. You can read articles. You can follow podcasts. You can watch a full series and laugh at the jokes in real time. So why does your voice freeze when it's finally your turn to talk? I've heard this exact complaint from learners in dozens of different countries, speaking dozens of different first languages, and the story is always almost identical. They've spent years building a huge mental library of English, yet the moment they need to actually speak it out loud, that library suddenly feels locked behind a door they can't find the key for. Here's the short answer, and it might surprise you. Understanding and speaking are not the same skill at all. They live in completely different parts of your brain. And one of them has been getting almost all of your attention. Stick around. Because in the next few minutes, I'm going to hand you 6 practical, easy-to-repeat habits that can start loosening that lock today. No expensive course required. And the very first one might be the complete opposite of everything you've been told. Let's get into it. Quick, honest question for you. When was the last time you actually spoke English out loud? By yourself, on purpose, just to practice? Not answering a quiz, not repeating a line silently in your head, but actually using your voice. If you're struggling to remember, you're definitely not alone. And that gap is exactly what we're fixing today. When you listen or read, your brain is in receiving mode. Words arrive, and all you have to do is recognize them. There's no pressure, no clock ticking, no need to produce anything yourself. It's a bit like watching someone else cook dinner. You can tell exactly what's happening, the smell, the sizzle, the timing, but that doesn't mean your own hands know how to do it. Speaking flips the entire process. Suddenly, you're the one in the kitchen. You have to choose the right words, arrange them correctly, fix your pronunciation, and do all of that while someone is standing right there, waiting for an answer. That pressure is exactly why so many learners freeze, even ones who already understand almost everything. Think about how strange this is for a moment. You might be able to follow a fast-paced thriller with 0 subtitles, catching every plot twist and every joke. But ask that same person to order a coffee out loud, and suddenly their mind goes completely blank, scrambling for a single simple word. That contradiction confuses a lot of learners, and honestly, it confused me for years too before I understood what was actually happening underneath. And here's the part nobody tells you. Reading more grammar, watching more shows, taking more notes, none of that builds the muscle you actually need. Speaking is physical. It's closer to learning to swim than memorizing a textbook. You can study the theory of swimming for 10 years and still sink the first time you jump in the water. So today isn't about learning more English. It's about finally using the English you already have stored away. Habit 1. Stop chasing flawless grammar before you open your mouth. So many learners tell themselves, I'll start speaking once my grammar is solid. That moment never actually arrives. Because there's always another rule to learn. But here's the truth that changes everything. People don't need perfect grammar to understand you. They need clarity. Try this sentence. Yesterday I going to the market. It's far from perfect. But you instantly understood the meaning, right? That's the real test. Toddlers learn this lesson naturally. They say things like, me want juice, long before they know a single grammar rule, and somehow everyone around them still understands and responds. Fluency comes later, built on top of all that early, messy speaking. Even people who grew up speaking English slip up constantly. So give yourself permission to be imperfect today. Use plain words, keep your sentences short, and focus only on getting your message across. Grammar polish can come afterward. Right now, your only job is to talk. Ask yourself this: would you rather sound a little rough but actually get understood, or stay completely quiet while you wait for a perfection that may never arrive? Most learners already know the answer, yet they still hesitate at the exact moment that matters most. Remember this line: because it matters. Speaking with a few mistakes beats staying silent while you wait to be flawless. Habit 2. Collect phrases, not isolated words. Here's a shift that genuinely changes how fast you improve. Instead of memorizing single words on flashcards, start collecting whole expressions, the kind native speakers use without thinking twice. Take the word busy. On its own, it's just a word sitting in a dictionary. But in real conversations, people say things like, "I'm kind of slammed today," or "My plate is completely full right now," or "Can we catch up later?" "I'm drowning in work." Those aren't single words, they're ready-made chunks. And once they're stored in your memory, you don't have to assemble a sentence from scratch under pressure. The whole phrase just appears, the way a reflex appears. Here are a few more chunks worth saving right away. I'll circle back to you on that. It really depends on the situation. And that's a fair point. Actually, notice how none of these require you to translate word by word. They arrive as one complete unit, ready to use the second you need them. Where do you find these chunks? Real conversations, interviews, shows, casual podcasts. Whenever you notice a phrase repeating across different shows, that's a strong sign it's worth saving. Write the entire expression down, not just the key word. Then say it out loud several times until it feels natural in your mouth. Ask yourself one quick question every time you find a new phrase. Could I actually use this tomorrow? At work? At a coffee shop? Texting a friend? If the answer is yes, keep it and practice it until it belongs to you. Habit 3. Talk to yourself seriously. This next one sounds a little odd at first, but trust the process. If you don't have a conversation partner nearby, you still have one guaranteed listener available 24 hours a day: yourself. I know it might feel strange the first time, but this habit works incredibly well, and the best part is there's zero pressure. You can practice while making breakfast, while folding laundry, while driving, even while brushing your teeth. So what exactly do you say? Describe whatever you're doing in that exact moment. I'm pouring coffee right now. The bus is running late again. I really need to charge my phone. Narrate your day out loud. I'm a little tired today. I have a call at 3. I might go for a walk later. You can even question yourself. What do I actually want for lunch? Or why does this keep bothering me? Want to push further? Act out tiny imaginary conversations and play both roles. Hi there, how can I help you? I'd love a coffee, please. Sure thing, anything else? That's all, thanks. You could even rehearse a job interview, a doctor's visit, or an awkward apology, switching between both characters yourself. Why does this work so well? Because talking to yourself trains your brain to retrieve words faster, without the anxiety of being watched or judged. Nobody's grading you. You can pause, restart, mess up, and try again as many times as you like. Do this regularly and something shifts. Your mind slowly starts forming thoughts directly in English instead of translating first. Habit 4. Let an AI chatbot be your patient practice partner. This one is almost too easy to skip. But don't. Modern AI assistants like ChatGPT, voice apps, or Copilot are available any hour of the day, and they will never roll their eyes at your mistakes. You can simply type, "Hey, I'm working on my English. Can we have a short conversation?" Or be specific. Let's pretend we're ordering food at a restaurant. Then just respond naturally and let the back and forth continue. It's a judgment-free training ground. You can also ask directly, Please correct anything I say wrong. Or, can you slow down and keep it simple? The assistant will adjust, explain unfamiliar words, and gently guide you, all while you're actually speaking real sentences instead of just reading about them. This matters because you're not studying English from a distance anymore. You're living inside it, sentence by sentence, building real fluency one exchange at a time. One more idea worth trying. Ask the assistant to play a difficult character, a strict landlord, a confused customer, a stressed coworker, and respond as yourself in real time. Unlike a real person, it never gets impatient, never rushes you, and never makes you feel embarrassed for pausing to think. That patience is exactly what nervous speakers need while their confidence is still growing. Habit 5. Try the shrinking time storytelling drill. Pick one short story, maybe something that happened to you this week, or an episode from a show you watched recently. Now here's the structure. First, tell that story out loud for 4 full minutes, slowly, with plenty of detail. Take a short breather. Then tell the exact same story again, but this time you only get 3 minutes, so you'll need to speak a touch faster and trim the extra details. Finally, tell it one more time, but now you only have 2 minutes. This last round needs to flow smoothly, almost without pausing. Why does shrinking the time work like magic? Because repetition under pressure forces your brain to automate sentences. By the third round, you already know what you want to say, so your mouth simply catches up. Record each version if you can, then listen back. You'll genuinely hear your fluency climbing round by round. Here's the part that surprises most learners. The third version almost always sounds completely different from the first. It's tighter, smoother, and noticeably more confident, even though you only practiced one short story instead of jumping around between 10 different topics. Depth beats variety here, every single time. Habit 6. Stretch one simple sentence into dozens of versions. Grab one plain sentence, something like, I went to the shop. Now start reshaping it again and again. Add detail. I went to the shop yesterday afternoon. Add a reason. I went to the shop because we were completely out of milk. Add emotion. I went to the shop and guess who I bumped into? My old teacher. Shift the tense. I'm heading to the shop right now. Or, I'd already been to the shop before you even called. Swap the subject. My neighbor went to the shop. Or, nobody went to the shop. So we just ordered takeout instead. Each tiny version trains a different muscle. Vocabulary, grammar, emotion, timing, all from one humble, ordinary starting sentence that anyone could write in 5 seconds. You can even push it further by turning your sentence into a question, did I really go to the shop, or did I just imagine it? Or into a warning, don't go to the shop yet, it's not open. This isn't memorization. This is genuine creation, and that's where real fluency quietly begins to live. So here's where we land. 6 habits. Speak before your grammar feels ready. Collect full phrases instead of lonely words. Talk to yourself without shame. Lean on AI as a tireless partner. Shrink your storytelling time to build automatic speed. And stretch single sentences into many shapes. None of this demands a classroom, a partner, or even leaving your house. It only demands your voice, used consistently, starting today. If even one of these habits clicked for you, smash that like button right now, and let me know in the comments which tip you're trying first. Drop your answer below, and don't forget to come back tomorrow for more practice right here on English Unleashed Lab. I'll be honest with you, none of these 6 habits will feel magical overnight. There's no secret trick that turns silence into fluency in a single afternoon. But practiced consistently, even just 10 minutes a day, they quietly rewire how quickly your brain reaches for words. And that change adds up faster than most learners expect. Quick question before you go. Which one of these 6 habits do you think will be hardest for you to actually stick with? Your voice grows the moment you stop waiting for permission to use it. Every confident speaker you admire today once sounded exactly as unsure as you might feel right now. And they simply kept going anyway. Keep talking, keep stumbling forward, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.